So, ladies and gentlemen, the highly anticipated African Chief Security Summit has actually come to an end on Monday, uh, in Abuja, where a lot of dignitaries were invited from all over Africa. But, ladies and gentlemen, guess who was not available? The most consequential names in Africa recently did not grace the occasion. Mali and Burkina Faso, not even a representative was sent from the Sahel state. But Niger Republic, maybe they had a second thought. And unfortunately, Niger Republic is the country that was really, really pressured and challenged the most by the ECOWAS. Niger Republic actually sent a diplomat in their embassy in Nigeria to actually grace the occasion. But Mali and Burkina Faso actually did not, or maybe they didn't want to have anything to do with that occasion. Remember, we actually said that yesterday that Nigeria does not really have the credibility, right now, categorically speaking, to host an occasion of such magnitude. When you're talking about Africa's Security Chief Summit, right? I mean, you should be talking about, top 3 best defense capable countries in Africa, which I think when you look at the deteriorating security infrastructure of Nigeria, you have Boko Haram, you have bandits, you have Mahmuda, you have different names, different things happening everywhere, going diabolical and hosting. What are they hosting? What are they talking about? They've been talking forever. But at the end of the day, you see these countries, they will just host all this type of summits, spend a lot of billions. Because trust me, this particular summit that just went down is billions. A lot of people have their pocket filled up right now with a lot of money because they are going to allocate a lot of funds to security, occasions like this. By the end of the day, nothing is going to be implemented, I can promise you. Nothing is going to be implemented. Maybe that's why Burkina Faso and Mali just look like, you know what, we have a lot of issues to deal with in our country. Let us leave these people to do their thing. And that is another bold, emphatic move from the Sahel state to let everybody know that, look, you know what, we don't want to have anything to do with you. We are standing on our business. Like, we are different from you. We don't have the same security architecture. We don't have the same, security partnership with the West. Look, I'm telling you at this point that by the time these people finally get their currency, and like, it will be a different place in Africa. The Sahel will be a completely different zone. I'm telling you. Because when you look at the strategic moves and bold, and bold step they are taking, you just know that these guys are really, really standing on point. And, at the same time, when I look at their reason for not coming, from every standpoint, they have every reasonable evidence to not grace the occasion, because at the end of the day, we have to still understand that the president that is currently in position in Nigeria, CIA once declared that it was a CIA asset. They said it was an active asset. So that was what CIA declared, and there was no rebuttal, there was no effort by the government to kind of debunk the statement. CIA just you know what America does now? When they have you in the bag, they brag with it. They let the world know that, yeah, we have you in the bag. So at the end of the day, there was no confrontation, nothing. So no change in status quo. But Burkina Faso and Mali did not grace the occasion, and it has got a lot of people talking. Guys, what do you think? Secondly, the name that people have been talking about, basically from the West, we've been hearing a lot of comments, Ursula von der Leyen. Russia has been stealing and benefiting and taking from the Sahel state. When you watch that video, it cannot just help you to not help yourself from laughing. When I watched that video, I just laughed a lot because she looked very stressed when she was criticizing, the influence of Russia in Africa. But at the end of the day, we know who is the truth and who is the lies right now. But they said Russia is stealing from the Sahel. They said Russia is committing human crime, offenses in the Sahel, humanitarian abuses and all of that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what the African Corps, which is representing Russia in Africa, what they are doing in Mali currently. this will shock you because this is an Empire Real Estate next gen, counterterrorism training that they are really, really impacting into the Sahelian troops. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this video. So you can see that the Russians are actually, impacting their reasonable knowledge into the Sahelian forces. Now, without the Russian help, you can actually believe that these guys later, they can deploy the drones by themselves. They can actually acquire the drones, build the explosive by themselves, their warhead by themselves, whichever way they want it to be, and go about their operation. If you look at the reaction of that particular Malian soldier, he was very, very excited to learn it. But they want to criticize Russia. They want to say Russia is the bad around. But ladies and gentlemen, who is really the bad around? That is the billion-dollar question. Now, to answer that question, let us take you forward to the meeting of Rudy Atala, the US envoy in Africa. When he came to Mali to, tell the Malian government and the Burkinabe government and the Nigerian government about what they have in plan, the plan they had in motion, what they wanted to do in the Sahel. Now, the United States offered Donald Trump government, they offered Mali and Burkina Faso and Niger something. They said, okay, give us your lithium and gold. In exchange for what? We will be able to give you our security partnership. We will help you with a robust security partnership to fight against terrorism. Remember what we said yesterday? We said one hand, they fund it, one hand, they tell you that we're going to help you. Even the blind can see this, right? Why are you seeking for your security help? Probably they want to put their military base and all of that. Maybe they will call it SahelCom. They're always putting com, Southcom, Northcom, SahelCom, maybe now BurkinaCom. So what they will do is put their military base, maybe try to, unseat the government or something, create a lot of agent of espionage and all of that. All for what? They want to bring in their mining industries. That's what they said. When America bring their mining industry into your country, man, it's game over. Because to me, how do you want to move out that mining industry? They will tell all the lies in the world to make sure that you go to war. These people are very, very dirty in their tactics and in their modes of operation. But, imagine offering defense partnership with minerals, lithium and gold. And you definitely know that Mali is the second largest gold reserve in Africa. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mali came out emphatically. They made a bold statement. We don't want the security partnership. That's what they said. They said they don't want any type of relationship with the United States when it comes to economy and when it comes to security. Now, it takes us back to one thing. Who has been funding them? A lot of questions have been asked, but when you look at the Empire Real Estate type of equipment, the modern equipment, the expensive equipment, that these terrorists have been using, it begs the question, can the terrorists afford it? Who are the ones funding this terrorism? Is it possible for anybody or any country in the world to be actively funding terrorism without the United States knowing about it? The biggest intelligence in the planet. On the planet. I think the United States even have a better intelligence than the Mossad, than the MI6. You know, the CIA is on top of everything. I'm telling you. The CIA, you think anything can fly past the CIA without the CIA knowing? When it comes to counterintelligence, I think the United States should be among the great, if not the greatest on the planet. So you want to tell me America does not know who is funding terrorism? A country that single-handedly created Al-Qaeda, created Daesh to topple government, discombobulate Syria, overthrew the Assad regime, tried to destroy the Ayatollah reign in Iran, now trying to fight the Venezuelan because of their oil reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this video and you look at the equipment that you just seen in this video, you know, the proof is in the pudding. We can't lie. Men lie, women lie, but contextualized numbers don't. When you look at the statistics of America on the global terrorism scale, when it comes to funding, aiding, abating with terrorism, you already know what we are saying. So on Monday, this particular Monday that we've just crossed, the French Prime Minister, Francois Bayrous, just said something in, you know, the summit that they had within France, that the economy of France is suffering from an overwhelming level of recession. Yeah. And according to what he said the debt of France is going at a progression that if care is not taken, the country might start having serious financial issue. But if they can tell you that they might start having serious financial issue, it means the financial issue is already staring at them in the eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, has France ever been truly rich? That's the first question I'm going to ask. Right? If 3 franc Afrique can affect France like this, then the billion-dollar question is, what will happen to the West if the entire Africa, as a united front, behave in the Sahelian star? Ladies and gentlemen, my own opinion, I think the answer to that will be the Western finance will start dancing the Gangnam Style. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy 7200 signing out enough said, but before I go, do well to drop your opinion in the comment section below. You can do well to help us promote the video if you're feeling generous by clicking on the like, share, and subscribe. Much respect and 72 salute.